Hello everybody, welcome to another fantastic episode, if you will, of Distilled, Brewed, and Reviewed, where I do everything that has anything to do with alcohol. I also have a world famous Sunday morning coffee review where I do anything that has anything to do with coffee. That's a lot of stuff, man. I mean, it's a lot of stuff. Luckily, I'm the only one in the world that can do it, so I do. And I do it with half my taste buds tied behind my back. You want to search 1,000 YouTube channels for coffee reviews and alcohol reviews? Go ahead. Or you can just stay right here. Go on my playlist because I have this all broken down and categorized. I have the best, most up-to-date playlist on YouTube, and that's a fact, and I challenge you to go look at it. And every video I do, the first comment's pinned, and I have a link to whatever I'm reviewing, in this case, beer. And I have beers broken down to different things. You'll see when you go on that playlist. Wines. I'm not going to name all the alcohols. Everything has anything to do with alcohol and coffee. This is a channel for us big boys and girls. It's fantastic. You'll have as much fun as I do, I promise. All right. Sixth Brewing Decade Double Anniversary IPA Imperial Indian Pale Ale. Oh, well, let's take a look at it. Tell you a little something about this brewery. This brewery started in Lexington, Kentucky, on West 6th Street. Hello. It's pretty cool. It used to be a bakery, big bakery. Not just a bakery. I mean, I can't remember the name of the bakery. It's a national pastries they make and bread. Maybe Wonder Bread, I'm not sure. And Edmonds, maybe. I don't remember, but I remember when it was there. It's this brewery, and they've got this big giant, what used to be the factory, and they've turned it into, of course, their brewery, and they have a beautiful bar and then seating areas, and then attached to it's a seafood restaurant. It's really nice, and now they've expanded into Louisville, and they've got a little place in New Louisville. It's called New Lou. It's a place that they're renovating and making it, vibrant, and they opened up a second place there. So I like their beers. I've been to both of their locations on several occasions, and I picked this up at the store, and I always like getting local stuff, especially of the breweries that I enjoy going to. All right, so what about this beer? The Decade Double, a highly drinkable double IPA. Citrus and tropical fruit forward hops and bold malty flavors create a perfect balance of malt, hops, and alcohol. Listen to these hops. Strata, Mosaic, Chinook, Comet, Simcoe. That was Comet and Simcoe. Okay, I should slow down. Malt, 2-row, Vienna, Munich, and C60. A lot going on in this beer. A lot of hops, a lot of malts. Yeast, house ale. It is dry hopped. That's good. If you put hops in and boil them, that's fine. You get the oils out of them, and it makes the beer. That's what makes the beer very bitter. If you dry hop it, after the beer's done, you put the hops in. Just let them sit there and infuse. You don't boil them. You don't get the oils out. You get the flavor without the bitterness. I'm assuming that they have the double hop the first time they've done it with the boiling method, and the second time they've hopped it the dry hop method way without boiling it. Let's see here. You know what? That's all I need to read about that, right? That gives you an idea what's going on. So let's see what's going on in real time. Oh, the ABV on this bad boy is, I believe it was 8%. It'll be in the, I'm pretty sure it was 8. All right, here it is. Look at that color. Darker than I thought. Okay. And you know how we said this, or I read it and said it was it's a dark gold going into orange. Anniversary IPA, and then when I turn it around here, celebrating 10 years of Kentucky craft beer. Man, pretty cool, right there. So this is celebrating their 10th anniversary. I remember when they opened. Seems like yesterday. I, of course, just pouring this, am smelling it, so let's give it a real sniff. all these different hops and the yeast and the malts and everything else. But mainly from the hops, I am getting, of course, a kiss of pine, very common, pine, and very fruity. So I'm getting, all those hops. Some are giving fruit, some are giving pine. There's a bit of floral coming out of there. Pine, flowers, fruit. It's a pleasant smell. Very good. Let's dig into this. Don't ever like to judge things on the first sip, right? Let's acclimate ourselves. Now let's go in. Let's go in. Not as flavorful as it smells. It had the fruit and the floral and the pine. Now tasting it's a little more dry and what I call clean. Not a lot of stuff going on. Just it is bitter. It's pretty bitter. You do taste all those things. You taste pine, of course, and you taste and not overwhelmingly pine, but pine and fruit, pineapple, some citrus, and then the finish is immediately bitter, and the bitterness lingers. If you like it, a nice bitter beer without a lot of sweetness or a lot of fruit, more of a dry beer, this one would definitely fit your bill. Mm-hmm. Might be a hair cold too, and as it warms up, of course, it's going to change. It's interesting, and I like it. I probably, personally, when it's that bitter on the end, like a little more fruitiness in the front to be balanced out by the bitterness. Instead, the front of this is more just what I would say dry, if that makes sense, with pine and fruit, but in the background. The big star of this show is me. So the big star of this show is the bitterness. So you like a beer with a little bit of flavor up front, a big bitter ending. It's the best way to describe this, at least when it's real cold. Warms up a little bit. I'm assuming probably more of those flavors are going to come out. The bitterness is probably going to stay the same, but the fruit will probably come out a little more. But I'm not going to sit here and wait till it warms up, right? So through my experience, it will, I'm sure, become a hair more fruity and a little more balanced. But like I say, if you like it the way I described it, then and that's cool too. Decade double. I never put this together, Decade double anniversary IPA. You think you would know that that's the 10-year anniversary, right? Anyway, all right. I'll see you all next one. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to subscribe. You're home. You want to. Go ahead. Torturing yourself this way by not subscribing, it just doesn't make sense. Treat yourself. Treat yourself.